Welcome back. Your Orlando Magic unfortunately do fall to the Brooklyn Nets 129-101, bringing an end to their 9-game winning streak. Fall one short of a franchise record 10, and obviously everyone knew eventually this day would have to come, but it does hurt being in this fashion. And I'm not just going to come on and make a bunch of excuses for what happened tonight, but, to begin, the odds just were not in our favor tonight, already going into a second night of back-to-back on the road. So last night, we had to take care of Charlotte Hornets, which we did to cap off 9. But then right away, overnight, we had to take the flight to New York and then proceed to have to play, this Brooklyn Nets team that's already given us trouble in, 9 games ago. Pretty much our last loss was to this Brooklyn Nets team. This Brooklyn Nets team started the whole 9-game winning streak, and poetic, it ends by them too. Now maybe, just maybe, the cycle can continue now, and maybe we could go on to win 9 more, but until then, tonight we do take a loss. And unlike our previous matchup where I think we kind of just fell apart in the second half, I think we just lost this game in the first half. I didn't feel like we came out with the intensity that we should have, considering what's on the line tonight. And it even proved my point more, because going into the second half, things like a switch just flipped in them, and that old magic was back in what we were watching for that third quarter, where they fought and even got to within 10 at one point. Or did we have single digits? I think we had 9. But from there, and some very unfortunate refereeing that we saw, it just wasn't enough. The guys kind of just ran out of steam, and Brooklyn put their foot back on the gas, and it got out of hand at the end. But if you were watching the game, you probably might have noticed some unfortunate refereeing going on, especially that call on Mo. I think it was in the third, the offensive foul call on him. That was just, I don't know what happened there, but it was not all the referees. Let's be honest. We beat ourselves tonight a lot. First of all, most important for me at least, offensive rebounds. We get killed on this tonight, and second chance points, with that 7-14 on the offensive rebounds for us. So Brooklyn does double, and most of the time I felt like they were converting off of it. And then going back to the first half, we were not playing Orlando Magic basketball at all. The defense was terrible. Mikal Bridges, I think, outscored the Orlando Magic by himself in the first quarter, and he ended it at half with 34 points or something ridiculous like that. He ended up having 13 free throw attempts just in the first half alone. And then looking at us on the offensive end, there was a lid on the basket. I don't know. So we missed 2 lob dunks, multiple layups, his putbacks. Goga could not hit anything for the life of him. Franz was missing layups. He was getting hacked a little bit. Mo was not making his usual around the rim baskets, and we just could not keep up with their shooting. They were shooting lights out. Bridges especially. Bridges aside, the rest of them were hitting the shots too. And so far this season, just from the 2 times we matched up against them, it just feels like maybe the Brooklyn Nets just have our number. I mean, obviously we can turn around. We have to play them twice in our home building, but some teams just match up well with others. Like how we match up so well with the Boston Celtics. They're kind of like that with us. The brand of basketball they play takes advantage of a lot of our disadvantages. They are surrounded with shooters. They really do a good job of protecting the paint, which is, a team, we don't shoot a lot of threes, so obviously most of our work is done in the paint, and they do a great job down there. And along with that, which a lot of teams don't have, they have the size to, keep up with us. A lot of their teams are bigger forwards that can stretch the floor and play good defense. They have an all-around just really solid rotation, capped off by a star in Bridges, who finishes the game with 42 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists in the same stat line. But I mean, we did a much better job in the second half, just all around defensive wise and offensive wise. But really just looking at him, he had 34 in the first half. We only limited him to 10 in the second, so there was definitely improvement in the third. Just we were down a little bit too much for our comfort zone. 22, I think, going in halftime. And they tried. I'm going to give them that. They did try. But just an overall rough night all around. Getting into some of the personal stats. Anthony Black tonight, 19 minutes, 2 points, 3 rebounds, and assist. The stats still stand out, but I actually thought Anthony played pretty good tonight defensive-wise. And then Jalen Suggs had a very rough game today. Only 22 minutes for him, 7 points, 2 rebounds, a block, and a steal. But really, it was foul trouble for him. He just got stuck with instant fouls. And that's the one downfall of, Suggs' play style, is the fact that he's so energetic and scrappy that, an unfortunate refereeing crew can really mess up your night, if you get the wrong one. Because with the way they were calling tonight, Jalen could never really get his intensity going. And anytime he tried, they would call some foul, and they can kind of have to take a step back. Or, if he continues to pressure, keep getting fouls, and, have to get out of the game. Powell been here tonight, 33 minutes, 19, 10, and 8, so nearly had a triple-double. I'm kind of glad he didn't. I didn't want him to have to get his first one on a loss like this, but he did give us some highlights for the game. He did have that monster dunk. I wish we were able to get a little more hype for it, but unfortunately, we were trailing pretty bad at that time, so it felt kind of weird. And then Franz Wagner tonight, after coming off 3 straight 30-point performances, he gives us in 33 minutes, 27 and 5. Not the greatest efficiency tonight from Franz. Like I said, a lot of the layups in that first half were just not dropping. The 3 ball was all right tonight. Did knock down 2 for 3 and did knock down all 6 of his free throws tonight. So all around, like I said, it was really just getting to the rim tonight. He struggled. And then looking at the bench unit tonight, Mo Wagner, Cole Anthony did their thing. 30 minutes, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist for Cole. And 21 minutes, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for Mo, so not bad. Gary Harris tonight, only 4 points. The shot really wasn't falling. Joe Ingles really didn't take that many shots, but I don't think he played that bad. And then we did end up seeing 16 minutes out of Caleb Hughes tonight because Jonathan Isaac was technically ruled into play, but never stepped on the court. Only took 3 shots, all threes, all from the corner. Did knock down 1 of them. But I will say I am continuing to be impressed with Caleb. I think he plays pretty solid defense. And he has a very quick trigger on that 3 ball. His ability to catch the ball at the top of his shooting motion and just let it fly, he can get the shot off very fast, and that was like the only one he made. And it just looks really good, and it's really, you know, a valuable skill set to have. No Jet Howard tonight. We probably would have had a pretty good chance of seeing him tonight, but unfortunately yesterday he was brought back to the G League. He was recalled for our Charlotte game. I guess, I don't know if they were expecting a blowout, but they sent him back, and yeah, we might have been able to see him today, but no. That's about it. The 9-game win streak has come to an end, and you know, I understand people are frustrated because the fashion we lost in. I am, of course, too. But at the end of the day, like, what happened, you know. We still won 9. We're still 14 and 6. We're still second in the East. I know we all wanted that franchise record 10 wins, but you know, the good thing about falling short is, you know, the wins along the way still count. You know, all those 9, they still add to our record. And you know what? Maybe it's a good thing that these guys just get a quick little reality check. You know, a lot of attention came to them over this 9-game win streak. A lot of media attention. I know I saw them on podcasts and all this stuff. You know, big outlets are talking about them, and you don't want them to get too much in their head that, you know, maybe we are this good. They still need to think that, like, okay, we have work to do, and we need to, you know, fight every game. I mean, we did beat the last 3 teams that we played, Charlotte, Washington, but during those games, I'm not gonna lie, the defense didn't look, you know, as locked in as it was versus, you know, Boston and Denver. And this is just another, you know, way of telling them, like, okay, like, you have to stay locked in all throughout the season if you want to be this successful. So now they could take this loss and let them build back up. They now get a nice little 3-day gap to, you know, re-energize themselves, get back on track. They played Cleveland, so another tougher opponent, and now they just gotta bounce back with that same hunger they've had throughout this entire streak and get right back on track and take care of business against, you know, a Cleveland team. Then you have Detroit on Friday at home, and then I believe they play Cleveland again, so they're gonna have some tough games coming up here soon. I know December is a pretty tough month for the Magic. December all the way into like midway through January. We have some very big tests coming up, and just like I thought with, you know, that Denver, Boston, you know, little stretch, I thought it was gonna be tough, and we proved otherwise. So hopefully December is the same result. But until then, that is all for me. If you guys enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, I just want to give a shout out to all the support you guys have given me recently. It's still unreal, and each video just continues to be this insane amount of support, so I really appreciate it. But on that note, I'll catch you guys on the next one, and until next time, I'm out. Peace.